It is Monday, May 4th at 6:15 p.m. and we are gathered here at Hook Place Church and we're going to record a worship set. Why don't we go inside and check it out? Here's our sound booth. In here we control the sound, we control the camera, we control our lights and our screen and background and stuff. And we're getting ready and arranged to record this worship set multi-track. We're going to do a special thing today. I'm going to be recording individual instruments through my laptop here as well. So why don't we go up on stage and meet the worship band, huh? Here we have our lovely Tara Hintz, wife of Pastor Greg, on backup vocals. Mr. Silas Nordgren on the keys and the synthesizer back there, if you catch that. Ross, I don't know your last name.
Harrow.
Ross Harrow.
Yes, sir.
On the mighty bass, and our worship leader, Jason Nordgren. All right, so practice is over with. We've gone through a practice set, and we're going to record here on this little Mevo camera. This is one of our cameras, and then Pastor Greg over here has one more awesome handheld camera, which is actually his phone, which is pretty cool, and that's how we get those cool camera angles.
Go Android.
Go Android. Android's the best. One of the things in this recording to actually sound like you're here in church. If you look down here, what we are recording is the actual stereo mix. So I'm recording exactly what it sounds like to sit in this church building live, which is pretty awesome. This Behringer X32 mixer has a pretty good recording package on it. And so if I mess up back here, I'm recording my mess ups too. So we have to make sure that the mixing back here is flawless. So we're going to capture an awesome stereo mix and transfer that to this computer afterwards. So. At this point in our process, we are officially recording live music. I would love to say that we get this done in one try, but that rarely ever happens. We spend 45 minutes to an hour making sure that we are capturing a mistake-free audio recording. After recording is done, I take the audio home with me, and Pastor Greg takes his cameras home, where he edits the entire video in Adobe Premiere and he adds lyric slides. Hello, welcome to Living Kitchen Studios, which is just a desk in my house that's directly in between my living room over here and my kitchen. It's not that special, but it works. I'm going to be walking you guys through a rundown of what I do to make these online services happen. So let's dig into it. Alright, welcome back. Today is Friday, and over the span of today and tomorrow, Pastor Greg is going to be dropping his video files into our shared Google Drive folder, which I'll bring up right now. He brings his files into our folder here. I receive them and I drag them out of our folder. Here they are right now. And notice that they are a WMV file because he's using Adobe Premiere. I have to convert these files to make them Apple friendly since I am using a MacBook. I use Handbrake. Handbrake is a very, very cool video conversion software, and I convert his files to an MP4 format. After I get all of these video chunks, I open up Apple iMovie, which is a very free program. If you run an Apple device, you have access to iMovie. Inside iMovie, I bring in all of our video chunks. Here we are. Our countdown is first. Inserted Gilly because he was part of the countdown. Rest of the countdown. We have transitions in between each section. Then we get to our worship set that we recorded earlier on this week. After that, transition into Pastor Greg's sermon. Pastor Greg usually records his sermons on Wednesday nights or Thursday nights. I'm not honestly sure. After his sermon is complete, we have a transition. I put a moving background on there, and I do some ending titles. After this section of our video is complete, I export it to an MP4. After that is exported, I bring the entire polished video into Pro Tools. Avid Pro Tools is a digital audio workstation. This is an industry standard software used for mixing audio, recording audio. I bring our movie in and I chop the entire audio up into individual tracks. Here we have a worship track. Here, bring up this view right here. A worship track, we got our countdown music, we got Pastor Greg, this is for his countdown, Pastor Greg's sermon, we've got Gilly on his individual track, Dr. Roy, Dave, and then if I wanted to, if I felt compelled, this software is where I would add any instrumentation that I might want to add personally, like guitars, keyboard, strings, choir, percussion tracks, all that stuff. Let me change my view. So you see here, I've got volumes adjusted, and this is our entire video for this week. After I get all the volumes and everything leveled out, I treat everybody's track individually. We see here Pastor Greg, he has a compressor and he has his own EQ. This is what Pastor Greg's voice EQ looks like. Let's check out somebody else's. That is the other part of Pastor Greg's EQ for that section. And here's the EQ for Gilly. And we have the EQ for Dr. Anderson. And the EQ for Dave. So I treat everybody's voice differently and I adjust everything accordingly. This is my current favorite compressor I have access to. It's fantastic. It just makes everything sound polished. At the very end of our chain on our master fader, I have a limiter, and this brings everything up to a normal type radio broadcast volume. After that's done, I would export this entire project to a video. In the audio world, we call this export bounce. So here I would go in and I would bounce to QuickTime, because QuickTime is the video engine for Apple products. That concludes the making of our weekly video in a nutshell. I won't go into the process of how I add instruments and backing tracks and all that stuff, but this is what happens each week to get these videos to you. If you're interested in seeing more, or if you like what you see from us each week, our church is back in session with open doors on June 7th. We look forward to seeing you. We are going to have a brand new live stream, and we're going to hope that all this hard work pays off, and we hope that all of you are doing well. Until next time.